Hey, what is up, my name is Fire, and in this video I want to talk about my favorite rifle to use in the Call of Duty World War II beta. Now, the Call of Duty World War II beta was not very famous for its rifles. The rifles in this game were extremely underpowered, more specifically stuff such as like the M4A1 carbine, or even like the starting assault rifle, which you get, I'm not too sure on the name of it, but if you do level that thing up and you do get attachment for it, it can actually become pretty powerful, and I'll talk about that in another video. But for today, I want to talk about mainly the M1 Garand. This is my favorite rifle to use in this game, and probably my favorite or my second favorite weapon overall to use in this beta. Honestly, if you are very good with semi-automatic weapons, you're probably gonna do well with this thing. I guess that can be said with pretty much any weapon. But this thing more specifically can just absolutely dump truck on people if you know how to use it correctly. Now, as I said, it does take a lot of aim and a lot of managing of the recoil in this weapon, because this weapon does have a decent amount of recoil, but as I said, if you get that down, it's very good. It's a lot of fun to use, and honestly, this was just such a fun weapon to use. I loved it. I love the M1 Garand. It's such an iconic weapon from World War II with that iconic ping sound that it makes whenever you reload the magazine. I love the way the magazine ejects out of the I love the way the magazine ejects out of the weapon, and it just looks so cool, and hearing that iconic ping sound is awesome. I really enjoy this weapon. The SMGs in this game are extremely dominant, mainly because of the maps. The map size in this game is extremely small and more lenient towards shotguns and SMGs, but you still can use rifles such as the M1 Garand on it. You're seeing me use it here on Gibraltar, and I just go on an absolute tour in their spawn in this gameplay. I had so much fun using this weapon, and honestly, using more of a rifle and using a bit more of a harder, challenging weapon to use compared to what the average player uses makes it even more satisfying to use. But as I said, they can't really change the maps in this game. The maps are definitely more suited to close range encounters and close range weapons such as SMGs and shotguns, but they can't completely redesign the maps. Now, of course, we haven't seen the rest of the maps. The rest of the maps could be massive for all we know, but I'm guessing, considering we've already seen a good like 5 maps, including the other one that we got to see playing Capture the Flag on, that wasn't actually in the beta. I forget the name of it though. Was it like Watchtower or something? But yeah, we got to see that as well. All these maps are very small. All of them are. The only map that's not small in this game is War, and War is a completely different game mode compared to something like Domination or TDM. It's pretty much like playing a new game, so you can't really count War in there. But when it comes to the actual maps themselves and SMGs, the idea that I have to fix this is nerf the SMGs, because so many people have been saying that you need to buff the rest of the weapons. You need to buff like the rifles or the LMGs or whatever to bring them up to SMG standard. But if you do that, then everyone will just be getting melted, and it wouldn't really make for such a fun experience. I wouldn't like that. I would hate that to happen. I like the way the time to kill is sitting in this game right now, and I don't want all the weapons to get buffed to make it so that you're just running around Call of Duty Ghost style, melting through people. It would just make the game a lot more unenjoyable, and I don't want to see that. I quite want to see the SMGs get a nerf. Not too big of a nerf, but a big enough nerf to make them so that they fit in and they can, like, such as a rifle, will beat at medium range. Medium to long range is where the rifles, such as the M1 Garand or the STG, well, the STG still beats SMGs at close range. That's how powerful that thing is, but the rifles should have an advantage at their more longer ranges, which they don't really right now. SMGs can still easily kill them. That's why I think such as something like a recoil increase. If you increase the recoil by like 20 to 30%, that might seem like a lot, but SMGs are supposed to have a lot of recoil, such as the WAF. The WAF is the only SMG that has somewhat decent recoil in this game, like more realistic recoil. All the SMGs have very, very low recoil. Even some like the PBSH and the Thompson, which are the more higher recoil weapons and the more higher fire rate weapons, they still have very little recoil, which does mess with the game a lot. Regardless, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to smack that like button down below and subscribe to more Call of Duty content. And yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.